Once you have the wall assemblies done on the template and have worked them loose, we have to do a few other steps before we can assemble the coal bin walls. You'll probably notice immediately that the small triangular pieces at the top of the side walls are not glued underneath the vertical posts. They're just not long enough to catch it. That's fine. Hang on to these because later on, after we have the coal bin assembled, we'll be able to glue those in place. The first thing that you want to do is make sure that the walls are all in alignment with each other, and you do this with the pieces laying flat. It's pretty easy to do. You just make sure that they slide together easily, that there's no mismatched wood or a piece isn't sticking out incorrectly. All these are going together very well. Make sure you check the other side as well. And you'll see that I cannot quite push this together. I notice that this board right here is a little bit out of alignment, so I'll need to thin it just a little bit with my knife, shave it down a little bit, and then put some touch-up stain on there once I do that, and then these walls will slide together very easily. Once you've done that, you'll want to sand the bottom edge of all of the walls smooth. That's two reasons for that. One is to make sure they're even so that they sit on the base firmly and squarely, but also to remove any wax that might be on there if you use that weathering method. There's two ways you can do this. You can either scrape it with your X-Acto knife to get it smooth, but what I prefer to do on the bottom is just use a piece of sandpaper and very gently go back and forth a few times to get a nice even finish down there and remove that wax. Just takes a few seconds per side. Once you have the bottoms of the 4 walls done, then you also need to scrape the top of the walls where the 6x6 beams will go, and that's at the very top of each wall. You'll see them outlined on the template, and you want to scrape away down to the bare wood. You see I've done it here on the side wall. It might be a little hard to see, but I've scraped there. Make sure you also scrape on that little triangular piece so that there's a good gluing surface. I've already scraped also on the top of this wall where the 6x6 will go. You also need to scrape away down to the raw wood where the long beams are sticking out on each wall, the long wall boards, I should say. And you just want to scrape down through there to make sure you're down to raw wood so that you get a really good connection for your glue when you put them together. Once you have the bottom sanded smooth and the different spots scraped away for the glue, then it's time to slide the walls together. It's a fairly easy process. They just interlock at an angle like that. Just assemble them. It does not take long. Once you have the four walls put together, you can make sure they're squared up and make sure that the corners are all very tight. Then you take your corner posts that you've pre-cut and stained. If you've used my shoe wax method, you want to make sure you scrape off some of that wax. And then you apply some glue in the corners and just simply push the corner beam into place. Hold it there for a few seconds till the glue grabs, and then you do that on all 4 corners of the walls. That's all there is to it. It goes together very fast in just a few minutes. Allow it to dry overnight, and then the next step in the directions to apply the other trim to the walls and then the roof on top of it.